Hurry, we do not have much time.
Hi everyone, YouTube, it's Charles here. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to play some guitar. I wanted to do a video just talking about stuff, and so I'm gonna do both. Although one thing I do quite a lot in this video, in like guitar videos, I've got to stop doing is like I'll be like, look, I'll position the camera so you can see what I'm doing, but I'll at some point I'll just be and all will be mystified as to what I'm doing. Who knows what I'm doing? Maybe it's dubbed. You know, maybe I'm just holding the strings like that and not even really strumming. You don't know, and I'm just playing audio. That's right. I'm not that good in real life. No, that's why would I fake being mediocre? That's I don't know if there's any wrestling fans here. That's the YouTube channel Wrestle Me, which I've been watching loads of recently, which is amazing, by the way. That's William Weagle. That's William Weagle and Droz, who is no longer alive. Speaking of which, I've been watching Terraria recently, and that's awoken the Terraria is a game, by the way, but I always say I've been watching Terraria because there's a Let's Play with Jesse Cox and the late great Total Biscuit, where it's just the funniest thing ever, and still is. And I've been watching through that again recently, and it like whenever I watch it, it's just something I enjoy so much that I get the Let's Play bug like every time. I'm just sort of like, I want to do this to some degree, and I don't know. I had the idea for The Sims. I put out a post about it on YouTube and Facebook. I got one. I basically said, like, if I played The Sims, you know, what should be my goal in life? What should, as a Sim, what should I be doing? You know? And one guy said rock star. I should become a rock star on The Sims, which might be apt, given that, you know, I'm playing the guitar and everything, and I'm learning on it, and maybe my Sim has to do the same. But yeah, what I might do is like record like a 2-hour session or something, and then upload it as like break it into pieces and then distribute it over some time, you know, and that'll get some longevity out of it. Because like, as much as I can go, like, I didn't used to like the idea of doing that, because I think to myself, well, are you just hiding the whole thing? You're hoarding the content for yourself, when really, you know, the fact is that people just don't they don't absorb content like that in bulk that often. I was thinking about myself as somebody that watches stuff. I'm like, I don't like these big, like, 2-hour videos and stuff like that, even when it is one thing. Like, I have, like, a playlist. I'll watch, like, a couple of episodes, and then I'll like, bookmark where I was, and then come back to it later, you know? But I'm going to try and bring the camera down a little bit. Just a little bit. You have no friends and no one likes you. There, that's brought the camera down a bit. Get it? Do you know what? I had, I was like, do you ever get, like, issues with, accidental stalking? Do you know what I mean? It happened to me like 3 times today. It's really hard to ignore it. Because I've said before in a video that I have got this thing where I do notice like almost everybody in my immediate vicinity. It's because like when I was younger, I got beaten up and trauma, and so whenever I'm out and about, I like scan around me. Just I'm looking for people that might beat me up, and along the way, I tend to notice everybody around me, and that includes people walking in front of me. And like today, on like 3 separate occasions, I was stuck behind a young woman, and I'm like accidentally stalking her, if you know what I mean. Like she is going in all the directions that I'm about to go in, and I think like when you're like, it got to the point where 2 of them, I don't, maybe the 3rd one did, I just didn't see it, but I do know at least 2 of them noticed, and it started to get pretty fucking uncomfortable. And like, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, my Aspie brain is on course. I have a destination. If you're on the same destination as me, that's your fucking problem. I don't have that. I don't have that inner intervention that says maybe I should go a different route. I'm literally like, this is the route I go on. Like when I leave the house, if I go going for like a short walk or something, I have a Rolodex of walk types in my mind, preset routes, and I select them before I've even left the house. Well, actually, sometimes when I've just gotten out the door, I go out, step out the door, have a nice David Attenborough-like inhale, exhale, and then I'm like, I shall go the left ? Direction. That's a legitimate route in my mind. There's it's a left ? because you leave your house, you go left, and the trip around the block is a sort of question mark shape. But the reason why I had to be specific and call it the left ? shape is because there, of course, is a right ? shape, and that's a completely different kettle of fish. But there's those, and then there's a figure 8, and there's a number 9, and like it's just it doesn't make any sense. And you know what? If I had pen and paper, it still wouldn't make any sense. As a matter of fact, I think if I tried to draw it for you, it would make less sense, and would actually expose me as being not full of crap, but it makes sense in my mind, and it'll expose that. Like I'll end up questioning my very existence and probably die of heart failure. I don't know. My point is, stop killing the rainforest. So like I'm out walking, and like these women are just. It sounds like I'm blaming them. They have no idea I'm there. They have no idea what my direction it is or where I'm going or anything like that. It's just by sheer chance they are going in the directions that I'm going. The 3rd one, I did try to break my cast iron concrete method of direction, and I was like, I suppose I can try this different road, no matter the pain. And she just fucking crossed over and went the same way as me again. And I was just sort of like, I think she's got a time machine and she's reverse stalking me, I don't know. But the thing is, they start to notice after a while. Well, 2 of them did anyway, because like, and I'm trying to work out the psychology behind it, because you say something like that and people go, nobody really cares what you're doing out and about. No one's going to notice that you're walking up behind them for like a couple of turns. But I'm like, I think the psychology I think that's behind it is that when you become self-conscious about something like that, it affects the actual sound of your movements. Bear with me, this sounds loopy, but I do think this is a thing. It affects like how you're walking, and it makes an odd noise. It doesn't sound like normal walking noise, and that's what makes the person look. And because I'm like major paranoid that they'll notice that I'm like trying not to look at them because I'm so paranoid this person will think I'm stalking them, that like they'll turn around, all they see is me looking at them like this. And then they're just like, well, that's what's going on. I know what's going on now. I mean, they don't, but it just, you know, it it looks that way. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Or is this just some kind of exclusively Giles problem that only people like me suffer with? This hasn't happened to me in a while, but I think it's gonna happen more because it's sunny, and the women don't come out when it's sunny. You know what I mean? They're all hiding. They're a bit like badgers in that sense, aren't they? Women. Are you a woman? Are you a badger? Actually, do you know what my demographics? I looked up the other day, and it says no women at all watch my videos, which is really weird because I know at least 4 that do watch. Not only do they watch my videos, they talk to me about them. So I'm like, where does YouTube get its data from? Like, it's not one of those things where they're like humouring me, you know, like, yeah, Giles, no. I do watch your videos, I really do. Like, I mean, like, they reference things that I said inside the actual video. They did. I sound like I'm trying to fool myself out. I'm telling you, the women, well, a very small percentage, dig my channel to a certain degree from a distance. You know, maybe like the first 5 minutes of a very long video, you know. But like the fact that YouTube says an outright 0%. I mean, it makes me wonder, like maybe like maybe they just sort of their accounts. They just say they're men, you know. Like YouTube's like, what's your gender, Sharon? And she's like, if I say I'm a man, if I say I'm a woman, this could cause problems, you know. And when we've all seen it, you get like women's accounts that have like never posted a YouTube video in like 20 years, but for some reason they've got like 5,000 subscribers. It's just a lot of thirsty bastards, you know? They're like, hopefully this account will come alive one day. When the fact is, deep down, you and I both know it's not a woman, it's a big sweaty foreigner. And I don't know. That's usually what I say to these people. I just say like, oh, we all know you're a big sweaty foreigner. You know, male, hairy, extra hairy, possibly looking like, what's his name? Oh, I keep wanting to say Ron Perlman. Not Ron Perlman. There's this bloke. He's actually a porn star, isn't he? Ron Jeremy, he, to me, despite the fact that he's like American, he's like the quintessential foreign bloke. That's my perception of him. Sorry, Ron, if you're watching. Is he dead? No. Why would he be watching this? He wants to learn tips from a guitar god like me. He's like, how do I do this? That's how he talks. That's how he talks. I'm supposed to be practicing alternate picking, but apparently I don't want to. My brain just doesn't like it. I hate you. I keep getting this though, like where I'm trying to practice the scales, but I have noticed that I like to wander, and wandering is more fun. You know, when it's sort of. I don't know where I'm going, you know. What I have noticed, if you do something weird on the guitar that does not sound right, you can save it if you can play it again immediately. Like seamlessly, you know, like do 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 do, because then it goes, oh, you heard that do 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 when he did it twice, so we obviously meant to do it. You know, I feel like that's the key to anything. You can literally play absolutely any kind of mind melting nonsense on the guitar, but it's pure staying power. It's just like, it's kind of like Colin Mockery, he's the guy from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Like, he has this habit of making really bad jokes, but the fact that he stands by them is what makes them so funny. Like, he'll say something just stupid, and just from looking like, you're just standing by it, like, yeah, I said it, and that's what it is. It just makes it funny. He's a comedy hero of mine. I reckon I'll look like him in a few years, you know? Like, I've got the hair. My forehead is starting to wander. That's a little bit like I was talking about, but the third bit out of the 4 was a bit fucked. If it had matched the ones bit, then it would have been all right. I want that to permanently invade my vocabulary now. The ones bit. Oh dear, that's one of those things where you say it and you go, my God, I'm hilarious. But I mean, like, I think, like, I go over all the drills and all the things that you can practice on guitar, and I seem to enjoy just doing things more wrong than anything. And what was it I was doing that earlier? I've been sort of I don't know what that is. I know that is an actual chord. That one there. I don't think. I'm not sure if that's anything. See there, I should have gone back to that, but I went to that. Like, repetition, I am slowly getting better at it, but I do find it really, really difficult. It's like I don't know if it's still online or if I took it down. There's that one of my digital tracks, the Mole Yard. I found it. I found it on the guitar the other day. I think. It starts there. What are you doing? Oh. Jesus Christ. That one could go for the jugular. Oh. Do excuse me. I'm just reducing the size of my James Bond weapons. I didn't realise I was Scyther from Pokemon. The good Pokemon. How do you like them apples? Let's try that again, shall we? Where was it? What is wrong with me? It's kind of weird. I've literally never had this problem, ever. Maybe it's the way I'm holding it, or... Or maybe it's because I'm hitting the completely wrong note. Oh, it's because I'm hitting the completely wrong note. No. Do, 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 do. Do, do. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is like, it sounds really weird. This is the hardest part of guitaring that I've found so far, and I don't understand why. You know, it's like that one, that one. If you heard the Moe, like I said, I think it's still online. If it's not online, wait a while. It'll be on my album. But it's that melody, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, so, you know, do, do, do. And then I'm like, what the fuck comes next? No. But even then, there was a brief moment where I held the fret when I really didn't need to, and but like, I can't even play it once. So when I'm like, how am I supposed to play it over and over again? It's like you got like Blood Brothers, you know, like a similar problem with that. Although I think it works out a little bit better without the pick. I think. It's seen better days, but I think the intro bit is a little bit easier. I think. Oh bollocks! But like I feel like the more I just play the scales and just kind of fuck about with them, just, you know, and randomly add notes and go, oh, that worked, or oh, that didn't. It's like I'm slowly sort of building knowledge of what all the notes sound like and what I can sort of consult freely, as opposed to needing to sort of it's interesting because I'm basically trying to get around, I guess, their learning difficulties. Like, and I wouldn't say they're like rare issues, but the problem is when I'm going up and I'm looking, I'm like, right, I want this chord, I want that chord. I think chords are like the only things that I really need to learn, as it were, because I feel like every time I look up tabs for like a song, well, for starters, when I look up tabs for a song, they are always wrong. I am yet to come across one that even vaguely, well, not vague, let's not exaggerate here. But the point, do you know what? It's usually because there's like one note that I'm just like, what the fuck does that note have to do with anything? And it's often like something completely stupidly wrong, you know, like right, you got the right string, but the actual note is there, but you said it's right down there for some reason. And I'm just like, this, how can you put those tabs out there and go, this is correct? Because it's not. It's like you rammed your face into the desk of your desk repeatedly, and then come up with some tabs. You're like, really good idea. It's not. It's not. Actually play the tabs that you laid out and then think about maybe uploading them. That's my advice. My advice as a expert amateur. But like, I think to myself, I much rather just like the idea of just playing all over the guitar, all over its body, and just getting a feel for where the different notes are. Because I think to myself, like, I was, you know, I was playing along to my own music the other day, and I was finding where the you know, where the key is, what we're playing in, you know, if it's in C or D or E or whatever, and I could play I could move the scale to it and play it in accordance with the music. And I'm sort of like, well, if you can do that, I mean, I'm not brilliant at it. I'm still usually like one out, something like that. Like, I'll play it, and it turns out I'm playing in C minor and it's in C, you know. But I'm like, it's still, you know, if I can just sort of pluck that off my head and then, you know, fine tune it so that I'm not one out every time. Then if that can be done, then there's no reason that I can't just learn the notes and pick the notes out. And if I want to play any song, I should just be able to just play any song at a mediocre level. I would be content with that, you know, because I don't want to be like an amazing guitarist. I want to get to a point where I could just play anything for fun, you know. Well, I'll tell you something that's getting a bit embarrassing. A lot of people that have heard that I go to open mics now, they're making the assumption that I sing at the open mics, and that's a really weird thing, because I'm not. I don't know if it's because I look like a rock star, but it's not even like. They're not even like, do you sing? You know, they're literally like, oh, I take it you sing. Like, it's just like that in their minds is the natural progression of me going to an open mic night. They're like, that's what Giles does. He has gone to an open mic night to sing, despite the fact that no one has any knowledge at all that I sing or have ever sung, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, that is the goal. The goal is to, you know, play some songs at the open mic and just enjoy that. But, not now. Not, I mean, I'm still working on it, for God's sake. I mean... But it's like, it's so matter of fact to everybody. I don't, it's like this, there's this bloke, that I met at open mic a while back, and this guy does look like a rock star. Like, it's to the point where I get all giggly when I'm talking to him. You know, I'm sort of like, and he's just, I'm talking to him, and he's just like, and he's just like, oh, I'll take it. You've done a song tonight, and I'm just like, You say that like it's so matter of fact. Like you've just met me, you've taken one look at me, and you go, well, he's obviously been on stage this evening. I mean, it's kind of complimentary, but at the same time, I think when you know, when there's like an entertainment bug sort of burrowed into my brain that I've been desperate to unleash my entire life, it kind of inadvertently twists the knife a little bit, you know. But that is just, I mean, hopefully I can. I mean, it's one step ahead, isn't it? It's like when I sit on stage and I'm like, here I am, here to play my song. They'll all look at each other and they'll be like, well, wait, he looks like a rock star. This is probably going to be good. And perception is like 50% of it, you know? I mean, like, you know, I know, like, we don't like to talk about, like, what's that thing that the Beatles made that was, like, fucking garbage? But because it's the Beatles, they get away with it. I'm quite sure it had some yolk thrown on it. That's Yoko Ono. I love the fact that that woman's name is Oh No. That's like the greatest thing ever. It's just I wonder how many times they're sitting in the studio and they're like, yeah, John's coming by. Oh, he's bringing Yoko. Oh no. Oh no, did you hear that? I just imagine that's I don't know. Oh dear. I'm back to the pick. You probably noticed, actually. Well, have I mentioned that? I was looking at the pick maker the other day. You can get hole punches that just, like, I don't know, if you've got, I don't really have anything that I would, what's this? Take this card from Redbubble. Just, it's like a hole punch. It's just, bam. Instant plectrum. It's amazing. I want it. Really bad. And they're not bad price either. They're like 12 quid. I was like, 12 quid? Although I did buy this little box of plectrums the other day. I said this before. Don't you think plectrum sounds like the name of a rich child? Yes, this is our boy Plectrum. Hello. I'm Plectrum. I have a 401 point grade average. I have no idea what I just said. Because apparently my grade average is so bad I can't even open this box. No. Well, they're in there. Plectrums. Many of them. Is this because I just cut my nail? I can't. Boy, that's really stuck in there. No. How? You have to get up pretty early in the morning to stop me, my friend. Yes, they're like, there. I don't know. Do you know what? It's quite anticlimactic, isn't it? I just show you very generic, basic-looking pics, and some of them are like wafer thin, and I do not like that. I do not like that, Sam. I am. But some of them aren't bad, and that's one of the ones I'm playing with today. And that was about $3.50. $3.50. Although, you know, all I had to do was times that by 4, and then I could have bought my infinite pick making machine. If it just sounds like I'm going over like the same thing with like the shitty pacing, like the pacing doesn't bother me, because I can, all I'm doing when I'm doing that is just getting the scale, just thumping the scale deeper into my brain. You know, like as soon as there's like a beat or something on that, I've got no problem playing it at a different rate. It's just it just might not sound that appealing to you. See, I was trying to go for that one. No. That didn't quite sound like I thought it was going to sound. But you live and learn. Da 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 da. No. Oh, is it all the way over there? No. I like that. I just need to, you know, not suck at it for a while. Oh, you know what? I hit an F the other day that wasn't that bad. I think this is the F. You be the judge. It was better earlier. I have been trying to practice strumming a little bit. I think though strumming is a really hard thing to practice because I have been doing like I was doing earlier. Just realised why that didn't sound as good as normal. It's because I was strumming the whole thing. But I also like this thing that like Dan was doing the other day where generally the idea is that I just fuck around on the guitar until things start to sound like things. And I realise that hasn't been very fruitful at the moment, but found the Mould Yard. That's not bad. But there's another one, a track that wasn't a digital track. This is like I have digital tracks that I've made on FL Studio, and then I have songs that on my computer they are a text document of lyrics, but I know intimately what they sound like right down to what the solos sound like and everything. And a lot of what this is of learning the guitar, it's just the journey for those. Like those are those are the final bosses, you know. And some are more simple than others. And like one of them's really simple. It's just it has like this sound that just sort of goes boom, and then bong, and that's it. That's the whole intro. Just boom, bong, 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 and then they sing the opening verse over that, and then it goes into something possibly beyond my ability, but I'll get there. But I found a bong the other day. I don't care how stupid this sounds, I'm going to say it anyway. I found a bong. I've lost it right now. Otherwise, I would showcase it to you in all of its wonder. But the bong, jury's still out, still looking for that. I think as soon as I find it, then I can like, I can make like the whole intro to the song, which has like the first verse. Is a verse in the intro a verse, or is it still considered an intro? I don't know. Do you know what? This is the sort of stuff that not only do I not know, but I don't want to learn. You know, like I feel like that's the sort of thing where if I learn that, I worry it'll push out some information, vital information that's in my brain. Like I'll learn that, but I'll forget my birthday, you know? But the idea is just exploration. And I like the idea that even if I don't find what I'm looking for, I will still inevitably become better at the guitar. And is that not just the greatest? I don't know. you know what? I am actually gradually losing life as I make this video, because, and I've only just thought about this now, as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking to myself, why am I dying more and more as this video is going on? And of course, it's because the fan is off. Because it is bloody hot. And I haven't noticed because the fan has just been on by default all day. But now I am missing its presence. I gotta stop doing that. Or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's my identity, you know. And when I'm a famous rock god, they'll go, oh, and everyone thought Charles was mad when he started going da 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 da. But it became a signature and he made it cool, and now all the kids are doing it, especially the ones on crack. I've got to start getting a bit rougher with the fretboard. Rougher with the fretboard. That should be the name of my band. Because I do have the habit of like gripping ever so gently. But like, it's not about that one note, it's about all the other notes, and it's strength in numbers. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. I think that's wrong. See, that's what I think I need. I think I need alternate picking for. Just the do. You know, just play it's just to help play a little faster. But I don't know if I'm not fine. Makes me wonder if I just get better by doing that. I don't know. Maybe I do need alternate picking, maybe I don't. I don't know. But then again, I also, like, somebody like said to me, actually Dan mentioned this, and then another guy in a mini video mentioned this about like putting like your little finger like there so that you're you have more precision. But that makes me want to kill myself. I don't know. I'm just like, oh god, it feels like I don't know, like if I just play like. It's like free as the wind, you know? Half some I'm just making myself laugh with the wrong notes, but it's weird thinking about the wrong notes because like I've been thinking a lot about it's such a weird thing, and probably it's a bit weird putting it this late in the video just in case it's like a deep subject or something. Like I've been thinking about making enemies recently, which there is a method to my madness. Bear in mind, because I've been thinking about how, you know, social problems I've had throughout my whole life and stuff like this, and I always say to myself, you know, go and make some friends, and I'm like, I was in an open mic the other day, and there was a chap on stage, and he was thirsty. And he asked Steve, the guy running the open mic, if someone could get him a drink. And Steve, not knowing what a Aspie maniac I am, he was just like, "Oh, Giles, you wouldn't mind getting him a drink? Just get him a glass of water." And I went up to the counter, and because it was a really hot day, and they had a bunch of like courtesy water jugs, like you just help yourself to water, and there were 3 of them, and they were all empty. And I'm already in awkward mode. I'm like, doing weird errand for man on stage I don't know, and I thought I was about to get away with not talking to anybody, but now there is no water, which means I have to say something to someone. And after standing around like a lemon for about a solid minute, another patron comes over, and she's like, "Oh, there's no water." And so her, not being a burdened donut like me, she's just happily goes up to the bar and just says, "There's no water." I could have done that. Well, I say I could have done that. I didn't do it. I lacked the capacity. And so, like a miracle, there's water. And I get the drink to the guy on stage, and that's all good and gravy. But like, it was that when I just got home, and I was just like, it's not going to get better. And it's a really, at first it's a really sad revelation, when I'm just like, it is, to give a musical accomplishment, it's a really sad revelation. It's just that moment of like going, you can't just, there are certain things inside you socially that you cannot force out of you, but I think there's a way to reconcile with it all. You can make it work for you, or it can continue to work against you. And it just in this instance, I was thinking about how I sit down and I go, "Oh, you want to make some friends?" And I think trying to make friends makes you run the risk of fearing not being accepted. Like when that guy says, "Can I get a water?" and he says, "Go get him the water for me," for the guy on stage. I know exactly what my problem is when I'm over there trying to get water for this guy. I feel like I do not belong there at all. I feel like this place is not my domain. I feel like it is everybody else's domain, and that I am an inconvenience to everybody around me. And it's a very difficult emotion, and I think it just comes from that personal knowledge of just discomfort and feeling different. And I mean, you're at a bar, you're at an open mic, you are in the heartbeat of the neurotypical people, and that doesn't make them bad people, but it doesn't make you a bad person either, but being so conscious of that difference makes you behave in such a sort of you're very easy to back off. You're very easy to sort of and it's that you want to please people so much that you just fuck it up. In the brutalest terms imaginable, you want to be so good to people that you actually become bad for people. And I've said this before with there's the angel and devil syndrome, those people that try and be the nicest people on the planet and then they go psycho without warning. And it's because you're trying to make yourself do something that's incredibly unnatural for a human being to do. Like, human beings, we have our tempers and getting pissed off, and so this is all a defense mechanism, and there's a reason why your body has defense mechanisms. It is so that you can defend yourself, you know. And I often I don't just call it angel and devil, I call it Ned Flanders syndrome as well, after that brilliant Simpsons episode, Hurricane Neddy. It's one of my favourites. I think it would be my second favourite to Simpsons and Delilah. That's a great episode. That's probably my favourite of all the Simpsons. But, you know, it's, you know, Ned Flanders, he's this man who's nice and friendly and lovely to everybody. And then he's like a devout Christian, and like God blows his house up, and there's such a lethal shock of reality in that episode, because that happens. You get people that, you know, and I've got nothing against anyone's faith, because that's what gets you through the day, you know. But the fact is that some people can put all their faith in something only for it to sneeze all over them, you know? I mean, sometimes you can get a really simple example of, like, you know, don't meet your heroes. Like, somebody meets their, like, favourite actor ever, and he's a complete twat to them, you know? And so I, like, off the back of all of that, I've been thinking, like, go out and make some enemies. And it's not about literally going to the pub and punching someone. It's about embracing the want to create noise. Because, I mean, half the time, that's all I've really wanted to do in my life, is create noise in some capacity. And I think, like, I relegate it to, like, this place that no one will like and stuff like that. And I'm sort of, I'm getting better. I'm getting a little bit louder. I think, well, I mean, playing this guitar right here on the camera is huge in comparison to, like, who I used to be. The fact that I'm talking openly about the digital music, and, like, I feel like I'm creeping forward. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I practiced a song here and was happy with the song, I would have absolutely no problem playing it at the open mic. Like, as long as I know I can play it and I'm happy. It's not about like the quality of the song. It's about how I feel playing it. I compare this to when I'm singing. Like I love singing. But I'm like, if I was to ever sing, I don't know, like through a microphone or something, I would only be happy if it felt good doing it. I wouldn't care the quality of what it sounded like, just so long as, like, my soul is happy, if you know what I mean. Like, just what that itch that's inside me, as long as that gets scratched, I couldn't care less what anybody thought about it. And that's where I come back to that logic of turning around and saying, I want to, you know, I should really make some enemies. And I think it's about eliminating the fear of making enemies. When you want to be everyone's friend, when you want to say, I want to meet some people, I want to make some new friends, you become terrified of making enemies, because you're aware that you have fewer people by your side. You know, you've got that sense of loneliness, like, creeping in, and yeah, and you're sort of like, you know, it's like don't take what little I have as it is, you know. And that, I feel like that's where the fear comes from. And so when I say, you know, making some enemies, it's not the it doesn't mean literally go out and pick some fights. It's more like, don't be afraid to make enemies. You know, don't be afraid to rub people up the wrong way, because I think ultimately people gravitate towards freedom. They gravitate towards people who are free and enjoying their own freedom. It's like the most endearing quality imaginable. Like you think about the sort of partner you want. You want a partner who's free. You don't want a man or a woman who's like uptight and gets annoyed at the drop of a hat and stuff like that, because that's all restriction and shackles. And the thing is, we all experience that. That's like an inevitability, but we've got to like actively do our best to sort of keep it under control. I feel like that's sort of like kind of like the test of life. But that's something that I've got to think about, and I've really got to internalise. Make some enemies, you know. Just start to enjoy my noise. I don't know if what I've said has resonated at all. I didn't realise, I thought this was going to be a separate video, but I don't know, I quite like the idea of just things spilling out a bit more naturally in these videos from now on. But I'm going to leave it there, because we are at 56 minutes. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these videos, because I want to make a lot more videos like this where I'm just, playing and thinking and making jokes and stuff like that. I want to do a lot more of the Let's Play stuff, but I want to try and package the Let's Play stuff so it's a little bit more personal, if that makes any sense. I don't mean personal as in, I just think, like, if I play The Sims, I'd like it done in a more vlog-like way, like this, is what I'm saying. So it's not just like all about the game, that we can make jokes and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, there's that, and I've got the digital albums coming out soon. Skeleton Party. I'll let you know. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thanks again for watching. This has been quite a big old video. I will talk to you guys very soon. See you later.